Burn the boats, the only way to succeed. I want to talk to you about the most dangerous thing in your life right now. It's not your debt. It's not your job. It's not your boss. It is the one thing that you believe is keeping you safe. It's your plan B. It's your safety net. It's your fallback plan. It's that quiet, reasonable voice in the back of your head that says, if this doesn't work out, I can always go back. It is the single greatest act of self-sabotage you commit on a daily basis, and you have mistaken it for wisdom. You stand on the shores of a life you want, looking out at the island of your ambition, the business you want to build, the body you want to forge, the person you want to become. And you think the journey is about building a better ship to get there. You are wrong. The journey has nothing to do with getting to the island. The journey begins the moment you arrive, and you turn around, and you set fire to the one thing that can take you back home. Today, we are not talking about setting goals. We are talking about burning boats. Chapter 1, the parable, the point of no return. There is a story, told throughout history, of a great general who landed his army on the shores of an enemy country. His soldiers were outnumbered, exhausted, and terrified. They looked at the enemy's fortifications. They looked at their own small numbers, and then they looked back at the ships that had brought them there, their only path to safety, their only way home. And as they stood there, paralyzed by fear, the general gave a single, terrifying order: burn the boats. His men watched in horror as their only means of escape were consumed by fire and smoke, the ashes falling into the ocean. They were stranded. There was no retreat. There was no surrender. There was no going back. There was only one direction: forward. There were only two options: victory or death. And in that moment, something changed. The fear did not vanish, but it was transformed. The fear of the enemy in front of them suddenly became smaller than the certainty of their doom if they failed. Every soldier was no longer just a soldier. He was a man fighting for his very last breath. And history tells us that this army, this small, terrified group of men, fought with the ferocity of 1,000 armies and achieved an impossible victory. Why? Because the general understood a fundamental truth about human nature. When you have no other choice, you will find a way. When there's no safety net, you will learn to fly. Chapter 2, identifying your fleet, the lies you call safety. So let's talk about you. You are that soldier, and you are standing on the shore of your own ambition, but you have not burned your boats. In fact, you have an entire fleet of them, moored just offshore, ready to carry you back to the miserable comfort of your old life at the first sign of storm. Let's identify them. Let's call them out by name. One of your biggest ships is called a dead-end job. You hate it. It is crushing your soul, but it pays the bills. It's safe. And you tell yourself you will work on your dream business on the side. That job is not your safety net. It is the anchor that is holding your ambition to the sea floor. You give it your best energy, your best hours, and you bring the tired, exhausted leftovers of yourself to your dream. You must burn that boat. Another one of your ships is called the toxic social circle. These are your friends, the ones who invite you out to drink every weekend while you claim you want to get in shape. The ones who gossip and complain and tell you your big dreams are unrealistic. You keep them around because you're afraid of being lonely. They are not your friends. They are the crew of your retreat. They are the ones who will welcome you back to the land of mediocrity with open arms when you fail. You must burn that boat. The most powerful ship in your fleet is an invisible one. It is called tomorrow. It's a lie that you can start on Monday, that you can make the change after the holidays, that the right time is coming. Tomorrow is not a day on the calendar. It is a fantasy land where all your potential goes to die. The only time you have is now. The only place you can act is here. You must burn the very idea that you have any other moment than this one right now. What are your other boats? The safety net of your parents' basement? The excuse that you don't have enough time, enough money, enough knowledge? The toxic relationship that you keep running back to because it's familiar? These are not your assets. These are your escape routes. And as long as they exist, you will use them. Chapter 3. The psychology of the fire. What changes when there's no way back? Why is this so powerful? Why does burning the boats work? It is not magic. It is psychology. The moment you eliminate your plan B, your brain fundamentally rewires itself for survival. First, You achieve absolute clarity. When you have 5 different paths, your energy is divided 5 ways. You are a committee, but when there's only one path, one direction, forward, all of your energy, all of your focus, every cell in your body is aligned toward a single purpose. You stop being committee and you become a spade. Second, you unlock creativity you never knew you had. As long as you have a safety net, your brain will always look for the easiest, most comfortable solution, which is usually to retreat. But when retreat is impossible, your mind is forced to solve a real problem. You are forced to become resourceful. You are forced to become innovative. When it is a matter of survival, you will find a way where there was no way. Third, you transform your relationship with fear. You will be scared. Burning your boats is a terrifying act, but you are changing the equation of fear. The fear of moving forward and failing is real, but the certainty of death by standing still becomes greater. You are no longer choosing between risk and safety. You are choosing between the possibility of victory and the certainty of oblivion, and any warrior will take that choice. Finally, you change your identity. You stop being a person who is trying to do something. You become a person who is doing it. There is no more "I'll give it a shot." There is only "I will do this" or "I will die." That shift from preference to non-negotiable identity is the single greatest leap a human being can make. Chapter 4. The Price of the Fire, the Loneliness of the Warrior. I will not lie to you. This is not easy. When you light the match, you will feel a profound sense of terror, and you will be misunderstood. The people back on the mainland, the ones who never even set sail, will call you a fool. They will call you reckless. They will tell you you're making a huge mistake. Your own crew, the comfortable parts of yourself, will scream in protest. You will lose things. When you burn the boat of your toxic social circle, you will lose those friends. When you burn the boat of your dead-end job, you will lose that security. You will be sailing into a storm, alone, with nothing but the fire of your commitment to keep you warm. This path is a lonely one. It is the path of the warrior. It is the path of the leader. It is the path of the 1% who are willing to do what the other 99% are not. You must be willing to be misunderstood. You must be willing to be called crazy. You must be willing to stand in the terrifying, liberating reality that your success or failure rests entirely on you and you alone. So I ask you now, look at your life. Look at it with brutal honesty. What is the island you want to conquer? Write it down. See it in your mind's eye. Make it real. And now, what are your boats? What are the excuses, the safety nets, the fallback plans are allowing you to be half in? Name them. Acknowledge them for what they are. Not safety, but treason. They are the instruments of your own self-sabotage. You have been waiting for the right moment. You have been waiting for a sign. You have been waiting for the fear to go away. The fear will never go away. The moment will never be perfect. This is your sign. The war for the life you want is not won by building bigger ships. It is won with fire. It is won with a singular, terrifying, and glorious commitment. Your boats are waiting. Your excuses are ready. Your comfortable prison is calling you back. I am asking you to commit an act of beautiful violence against your own weakness. I am asking you to become the general of your own life. The order is not to plan. The order is not to wait. The order is to burn. Light the match. Burn the boats. And take the F*** in island. Use arrow up and arrow down to select a tone. Enter to jump to it. And escape to return to the chat.